Hey everyone, welcome to the In My Opinion podcast. I'm Luyanda and...
Hi everyone, I'm Jade.
Guys, oh my gosh, I don't know what to say. I have been so overwhelmed at the amount of love that you guys have been showing us. Like, I'm going to say it every episode because I just can't get over it. Like, it's just been the feedback.
Yeah, feedback.
I've been getting like 5-minute voice notes from, the people that have access to me, just talking about how amazing the show has been for them. So I just wanted to say thank you guys. It means so much as, we are obviously starting again from scratch. And so, this building phase means everything to us. The fact that you guys are so responsive and engaging right at the beginning means the world.
Yes.
So yeah, I just wanted to start off by saying that.
Lovely.
How are you, girl? You look fab.
Oh, thank you so much.
Can I tell you guys, Mom Jean has been the diva of diva-est of divas.
That is not true.
This week.
That's not true, and those who know me better will know that is not true.
Can Mom Jean get glam? Can Mom Jean... Like, it's literally just been... So you look amazing.
Thank you so much. What can I say about you? Look at that smile.
Thanks, Mom.
Oh.
Okay, so last week, if you can recall, not last week, last episode, we spoke about being a young mother.
Yes.
I loved that episode because I healed a lot from that episode, and we had a lot to talk about. And in the episode, we spoke about doing a part 2, because we spoke about really the beginning phases, like when you're pregnant and, ushering the baby in the world, first reactions, of the family, the support structure, all of that stuff. So the part 2, I believe, needs to, because the journey of being a mom doesn't end when the baby's here.
Yes.
That actually is the beginning.
Yes.
So part 2, Mom, I realized that we probably need a guest, because if you guys are going to be asking me how to draw up a budget, how to co-parent, I don't know. Like, I'm figuring it out as well. I'm also on this journey, and so we wanna get a guest that I can also ask questions. Mom, you can also ask questions, and it can be fruitful.
Yes.
I might actually maybe even put out a little pre-production poll and get people to just ask what they want to ask. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, because there's lots of facets into being a single mom, co-parenting, financial assistance, discipline, how single mom are handling, discipline issues around raising this child together with a long distance partner.
Exactly. So it definitely needs a part 2, and it needs a guest. So I'm super excited, guys. This is kind of going to be like quite an experience for us. Okay. So how was your week? Talk to me about that.
My week was great. I think a lot of beautiful things happened. We went out for dinner last night. We were invited to a beautiful family. We had so much food. It was so great. Yeah. So the week was excellent.
Yeah, that was... I enjoyed that too. Yeah. My week was also good.
It was a week of rebuilding. Something we are rebuilding that we'll speak about it later.
No, but actually, you know what? I had an amazing week. Very emotional, because what I had been praying about regarding that thing is what's happening now. So my week has been a week living in an answered prayer, to cut a long story short. So I'm really excited, and we'll obviously, like we said, we'll when the time is right, we'll talk about it, and maybe we'll even have guests. If you know what I mean.
Yes.
Okay, guys, so this week's episode, hot topic right now is living with purpose.
Yes.
Most of the content I consume is just about how to live your purpose, because I'm in that era where I'm like, I wanted to feel good when I open my eyes, and I'm excited about what I'm doing, and I'm excited with who I have in my life, and I'm excited, and I think that I'm here because I'm doing the things that God wants me to do, and I know how frustrating it can be when you're not on that path, when you wake up every day just with that feeling that I'm not living my purpose. So I think, I also think this is a series, because this is not just a once-off.
That's correct.
But, let's just see how the discussion goes. But I want us to talk about living with purpose.
Yes.
What does living with purpose mean, Mom?
I think that word is thrown around quite a lot. And I know sometimes people are saying, what is that? Where do I start? How do I know that I'm supposed to live? How does it look like? How does it feel like when I am living my purpose? And I think we need to unpack this huge elephant, and really start sharing, some of the steps, the initiatives, the rituals that can get us there.
Okay.
So that people can see it, can feel it, can go, oh, okay, now I get it.
Okay.
Don't just leave people with the phrase that says,
I'm living.
You have to live your purpose.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah. And I think we'll also get into how do you know you're living your purpose?
How do you know? How does it feel like?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because also when you are getting into a space of self-awareness,
yes,
like you want to be told like, oh, this is how you're going to feel when this happens.
True.
Because I'm moving into new territory.
True.
So yes. I love that. So I like that you said the word elephant, right? Because
yes.
in pre-production, it was like a whole thing.
Yes.
And I'll tell you why. I've been obsessed with Megan Sussex. Okay. She is somebody that I've followed for a very long time.
That's correct.
And obviously her journey, of just like moving from, being married into this royal family, and her career, the person she is, the challenges she had to face during that time, them leaving, they're denouncing their title, them moving to LA, and them then now finally, like, she's got this amazing show, which I'm obsessed with. It's just like, a show about like her life, and cooking for her friends. And it's always been something she's been into. And remember, we had the conversation where I said to you, she really looks like she's living her purpose. Yes. And then I said to you, but imagine what she had to go through to get to that place, right? And that is the elephant in the room. We all talk about like living your purpose, right? But you've got to get some stuff out of the way first. Address the elephant in the room. Megan's elephant in the room was, obviously this very, allegedly toxic environment that she was, living in. They had to work through those issues to get to the other side.
That's correct.
So that's what I want us to lean in on.
Yes.
What is unpacking the concept of the elephant in the room, like, what's going on in your life that you're actually not achieving your true purpose? Like, build on that, Mom, please.
I think living your purpose is linked to finding your peace.
Yeah.
Where you can be in a place where your heart, your mind, your behavior is fully aligned and you are living a peaceful life. And when you live your purpose, even money comes. Because when you continue to do the work that you're doing, that is linked and aligned to your purpose, you even ask yourself, how am I earning so much money? Do I really deserve it? Because I don't feel like I'm working. Because I'm enjoying, I'm having fun, I'm into it. You don't even have to wake me up. I don't even need to set an alarm clock. I sometimes wake up at 2 a.m. with ideas. And I wake up in the morning at 6, I'm still not exhausted. But when you're not living your purpose, you can sleep for 12 hours, you still wake up tired.
Yeah.
Because there's something missing. There's a hole that is not completed.
Yep.
And then you know that there must be something better.
Honey.
And living your purpose, you don't need to walk away from your current job. You could be a cleaner, you could be a typist, you could be a CEO, you could be at any level of your employment, but you can still work on finding your purpose. And I'll share a story when I was deep into my career, how I found my purpose, basically.
Please.
I think you are lucky when your purpose finds you.
Yeah.
Because when it finds you, it's easier. It comes when you're comfortable. It comes when things are working for you. For me, it didn't happen like that. I was deep in my career, enjoying myself, working, and there was a major restructure in my company. And that restructure meant everything had to change. The level that we are on had to be dropped down. There were demotions. Some people were taking packages. New people were coming on board, so that we can plan for the next 10 or 20 years of where the company was going. But at that time, it was painful. It was as if the rug was pulled underneath my feet. And I did not have a plan B. And it felt like, they say in Zulu, Moshaye ngalendaule, pants. That's how I felt. I felt I was physically ill.
I know.
Because I'm the type of person, when something hits me, my body records it. And I was physically ill. My heart took a beating. And the main issue was that I did not have a plan B. I was so comfortable in the environment, in the culture, in everything that was happening in my career, that there was no way that things are going to change. And
what do you mean?
Going to be different.
What do you mean?
Because things have been like that for the past 15 years.
And I'm thriving.
And even my home life, who I was, things were different. I mean, my identity. You sometimes link your position in the company to who you are. If people ask you, who are you? I'm the CEO or I'm the GM, or I'm this, I'm this. And that's not who you are. So I had to unravel that. So what happened to me, I then found a different journey of coaching. And I wasn't aware that I've been doing that, for all my life. Because even in my job, I develop people. My leadership skill is more around developing people, coaching people.
Even in the home.
Everywhere where I go. But I wasn't aware. And when that restructure happened, changes were happening, I had to take a different route. And that's where I came across coaching. But before I get into the beautiful part of coaching, I want to just touch on the importance of finding mentors.
Okay.
I had different mentors in my sphere of working. Different culture, different age groups, different, races. And one mentor that I specifically can recall gave me advice. I went to his office and it was one of our sessions. And I said to him, I feel like my job is everything. And I'm giving 110, 120%.
That can't be right.
I'm giving it my all. And sometimes the appreciation doesn't come through. Match. Yes, my boss appreciates me, but there are things that I'm doing that the appreciation doesn't match the effort. And what he said to me was, don't give the company 100% of your soul. Leave something just for you. So 95% you can give it to your work, but give yourself 5%. Then I said, what do you mean by that? And he said, sometimes leave early on every Friday at 3 o'clock, go home. Sometimes once a month, stay away on a Friday, don't go to work and do something different. Make sure that when it's time to go home, you do give that to yourself. And have a full life.
Have a full life.
Where you are able to include other things that complete you. Because people don't owe you the same amount of effort that you give them. They will reward you and say, well done, and that's it, and move on, And that stayed with me. And I started easing off, pulling off a lot of projects that I was involved in, because I was involved in things, 10 or 15 projects at a time, juggling, And even though I enjoyed it, but I realized when the restructure happened that when decisions are made, people don't remember all the work that you've put in.
Exactly.
They have to focus on what they need to do. And that's where the head comes from.
Yes.
When I think of all the...
This is what I've done.
This is what I've done. Yeah. But when you know that in giving to them, you also give to yourself, there's a certain balance that happens.
I like that. So I want to springboard off of that because there's a movement happening with women of color in the United States, right? You know, a lot of women, obviously Black women, are responding to the new administration, just feeling as if, like, you know what, like before it was this thing where, you know, Black women were giving 100% towards fighting for causes that bring about change. And so women of color have started to realize that, like, no, we need to just pull back now, you know, and let's do the bare minimum when it comes to these corporate jobs, when it comes to engaging politically, and then rest, do you, and start pouring into your cup.
That's correct.
And what I think that then does is that it removes this resentment away, like when things don't go. So now women are just like, we actually aren't even paying attention to what's happening in politics. I'm going to start with this knitting. I'm going to work on this podcast that I'm working on more.
Correct.
And through that, which is what you're saying, like you can discover your purpose. Like, also that are just draining, and it's the same thing on a micro level in terms of when you're a woman and you feel like you give everything to your kids.
That's correct.
You know, I'm very wary of that, where it's like I have a plan and a program for my kids, but I don't want to feel resentful because 100% of my life goes towards my kids, and I have very little room.
And I always say, don't live for them, live with them.
Live with them. They must know that, like, when I say I've got 2 hours that are just for me, just for gym, you know, I'm able to then even understand, why am I here on this earth?
That's correct.
That is what living a life of purpose is, right? Which is, why am I here on this earth? So that's happening in the US right now.
That's correct.
And I love it. I'm also moving into that direction, because if I can go into a little bit of my story about, you know, what rocked my world, my elephant in the room.
Yes.
I've had like 7 elephants, 7 life-altering experiences. I've died and rebirthed so many times, but I think my purpose in this world is I believe I'm a creator. If I'm not creating, I'm dying, right? So it's this thing of create more than you consume, create more than you criticize, create more than you, like anything else that you're doing in your life, creating should come at the top of that. And that's what I think my purpose is, right? Coupled with healing through what you create. So if I'm doing fitness content, it needs to bring about some sort of impact to people's lives. People should feel they need to make a difference in their lives, right? So when the elephant in my room has always been, you know, bad relationships, you know, romantic relationships. I won't say bad, but unhealthy and toxic ones, because that always keeps me from living my purpose. Why do I say that? When you're worried all the time about this relationship issues and this and that and this, like your mind can't even think straight. And when I'm not in a good space, I can't create. And then I die, you know, and I'm not living my purpose.
That's correct.
So I've had a series of events in my life that have just been like, what have you created in the last 3 months? And who are you healing through your creations? Like, and every time I realize I'm not doing that, it breaks my heart, and then I have to start making reshuffles. Like,
that's correct.
You know, setting new boundaries in the relationship, getting out of the relationship if push comes to shove, or, you know, not even communicating what's happening. My partner will just start seeing this wave of change happening. And if he likes it, he loves it, he can stick around. If not, the relationship just usually... But I have to always find myself in a place where I'm reminded to put myself first, right? So, Mom, I want us to kind of unpack, what are some of the elephants in the room that we can discuss that people, because people might be thinking, I don't know what my elephant in the room is from, I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know whether I'm coming or going. Like, what can we say? Like, for example, with me saying the elephant in my room was a, you know, toxic relationship. The elephant in your room was giving 110% to external forces, external things, and not giving back to yourself.
That's correct.
So what are some of the things that are elephants in the room that hinder some people from living their purpose.
I was assisting another lady a couple of years ago who wanted to complete her degree. And she said, Jean, I want to complete my degree, but I don't have the motivation. I don't have the energy. I don't even know where to start. And I want to go and register next week. I've got the money. I'm ready. And we started chatting. We started doing the work. And what I realized was, let's do a list of 5 or 6 things that you need to work on. And she was like, what do you mean? Because I want to go and register.
Yeah.
And we started chatting because we've had a lot of discussions around her life. We had a list of things like, make sure you wash dishes before you go to bed. Make sure you assist your kids with homework. Make sure that you pack up your bedroom before you sleep. Buy candles. Buy incense. In the morning, what are some of the things that you like doing? Write down your mantras. Put them in a mirror when you brush your teeth. Let's start with that. So we had about 8 or 9 small initiatives. Okay. And she was a bit bored initially.
What does this have to do?
Say, I want to do my degree. Yeah. How is this linked to doing my degree? I said, just give it time.
Yeah.
Do that. And we'll meet after 2 weeks.
Yeah.
She came back after 2 weeks and she said, I managed to do 6 things. My life has changed.
Oh my gosh.
I feel differently. That. I said, why? She said, I sleep better. My kids' grades have improved. My environment, the energy, even the people that I'm meeting. Why all of a sudden I'm meeting people that are assisting me, that are going to fund me, even for my degree. I said, because your energy, the space that you are in, has been cleared.
Wow.
So sometimes the elephant is too big to eat it as a whole.
Okay.
You've got to...
So, okay. Are you basically saying that she didn't have rituals like in the present?
Yeah, she wanted to gobble up the entire elephant in one go.
Yeah.
And that exhausted her.
Yeah.
She looked at this elephant and said, where do I even start? So what we did was to eat this elephant in small chunks. And those chunks were just the things around her, her day-to-day life. Just creating rituals that are going to elevate her vibration and put herself in a better place.
Okay.
And she did that.
I hear you.
After 2 weeks, after a month, she started doing big things because she looked at the list and the list was being cleared. After doing that list, we then created another list. We created more things. She got it, she got excited. Her confidence levels grew. She started losing weight. She started just also addressing other things that she was not aware that she needed to address. So the purpose is now coming through.
I love that.
Because sometimes your purpose cannot come through because you are not cleaning your backyard.
You have so much clutter.
You've got so much clutter.
You can't even hear when God speaks to you.
No, definitely. And it's about doing the things you love. Nobody's purpose is the same.
No.
Nobody's rituals can be similar.
But you have to be tapped in.
It's got to be yours. Yeah. And sometimes it's the small things. Cooking a meal that you love.
Yeah.
Just remembering. Let me go through an old album of photos when I was growing up. What did I love doing? And start doing 1 or 2 things from that.
Yeah.
That's where the universe will meet you at your point of need and your purpose will start unraveling.
Yeah, I like that. So in a way, she needed an energy reset.
Yeah.
Because that is a big elephant in the room. Like, you cannot expect to attract the things that are on your vision board if the energy is not, giving.
And sometimes it's exhausting because your goals are sounding and looking cumbersome, massive, and unattainable. But you just got to prepare the path, the journey, And, James Clear in the Atomic Habits always says, do not disregard the effort of the small steps.
Small steps.
You want to get there, but you've got to start. How do you climb the first step?
But that's my whole thing, with my approach to fitness even.
Yeah.
Before it used to be like, I just wasn't cracking it with my audience, right? Then I realized that I need to actually motivate my audience to literally just walk for 20 minutes a day.
Yeah.
Because if they can do that,
yes,
then the Halle Berry body that they have
yes,
on the vision board
yes,
can be attainable. Because like you said, they gain more confidence. They feel confident. They feel better about themselves. They believe, okay, if I can do 20 minutes, I can do 30 minutes.
Yes.
I can do. So that's been my approach with how I help people get onto the fitness train, which is just 100%. To say to them, don't worry about the fact that you can only do one push-up.
Yeah.
Do one push-up every day for 30 days.
Yeah.
The small will accumulate into the big.
100%.
And then, obviously consistency also comes into play there.
That's correct.
So one of the other things that I want us to tap into when it comes to living your purpose is another thing that stopped me. It ties into the toxic relationships, because I'm going to say I'm a recovering people pleaser.
Yes.
Had no boundaries.
Yes.
Anything goes, right? So another elephant in the room that I want us to talk about is setting boundaries.
Yes.
Because if you have no boundaries, it's a free for all. You don't even have the space to, you said yes to every single engagement.
That's correct.
That part of your purpose is to write a book.
Yeah.
When are you getting time to write? Because you have no boundaries. So how can we assist people in talking leading towards how to set better boundaries so that you can actually just even have the space?
That's correct.
To address what your purpose is.
I think boundaries are a very interesting concept, and that when you start cleaning your own home, you are able to set better boundaries. And there's so many things that hinder our purpose, things like, wrong partnerships, bad relationships, studying the wrong degree, health issues, quitting alcohol, your financial planning, and all of that. Those are outwardly motivated
hindrances,
activities. So it's a joint venture of looking at the external things and the internal things. So the internal things will help you to say, I cannot set a boundary when I don't even know what I want. So addressing the small things that you need to fight.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah.
Before you start giving orders, before you start saying to people yes or no, just start by saying no. You know what you don't want. You might not know what you want, but you know what you don't want. And that's a good start of saying, it doesn't feel right for me to do this.
Yeah.
And when you listen to your body will tell you that I'm not comfortable with doing this, but you continue to do it. You continue to say yes to things that you're supposed to say no. No is a sentence. It's a complete sentence. You don't have to explain. And when people force you to explain whilst you're trying to find your purpose, sometimes you don't even have the words, the vocabulary on how to articulate why you're feeling like that.
Yeah.
And you have a right to say,
actually, I'm not feeling it.
No. I'm not coming through, or I cannot assist you with this. I know you need the money. I can't help you. Why? No.
I want to cringe.
I have to go. Thank you. Bye. And that's it. That's how you start, by saying no to the things
that you don't
want to do. And the yeses will come. Because when you have been used to not fulfilling your own needs, you don't know what you want, but you know what you don't want.
Yeah.
That's the easiest route to take. What are my needs for now? What are the things that I can improve on today? Because the past is gone.
The past is gone.
The future might happen, might not happen. And the future could be something that you feel is unattainable. And that's where the depression and the demotivation happens. But if you tick the box on things and be present now. So how am I feeling today? Even if it's one thing that you can do just for today.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely,
you'll know.
Next year, this time, you'd be in a
very different space. What I noticed with Megan, right, her small things were like saying that I don't like how the media treats me.
Yes.
You see? And that addresses a small piece of the 10 things she needs to get through.
Yeah.
Before getting to the other side of her unhappiness.
That's correct.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it starts with just saying, no, like, I don't care if this has been the status quo for the past 25 years.
Yeah.
Me as Megan, I'm saying that I do not like it when the media leaks letters that I've written to my dad. And this is me getting into tackling that, setting that boundary. Now people know.
Yes.
You know, that, for as long as she's doing this thing of being herself and living her purpose, people at least know what not to do.
True.
To her.
Yes, 100%. No, I agree with that 100%, because being present also gives you enough space to interrogate when you're about to take action on something that is not in alignment with your purpose.
Yeah.
And I'll give an example. I've had to have a better relationship with food.
Okay.
And before I would gobble up that 8 pieces of pizza with all the fillings, I would buy it and put it in front of me. But there's certain questions I have to ask myself, and that's the HALT acronym, Am I hungry? Am I angry? Am I tired?
Am I lonely?
Am I lonely? So am I hungry? Am I
angry?
Am I lonely? Am I tired?
So halt. Whoa.
Just take a few moments before you react to anything, Even if it's a phone call of an ex that you told yourself that part of my goal this year is not to do toxic relationships.
Can you cut him off?
So when they call you, go through that. Why do I want to respond to this text? Loneliness comes in. Okay, I'm lonely. How do I fill that space before I give this time to him?
Hello?
Can I do other things?
Yeah.
That could be your alcohol. That could be your relationships. That could be a lot of things. So just be present and breathe.
I like that.
And implement the HALT system.
That's good. So it's, am I hungry?
Yes.
Am I angry?
Yes.
Am I lonely?
Yes.
Am I tired?
That's correct.
That's good, GCBC.
Because when all of those things are at play, nothing good comes out of your behavior.
Yeah, if they all... Yeah.
I responded because I was angry. What? Oh, I'm sorry, I was angry. I slept over at his place because I was lonely. I did not give a better response to my kids because I was tired. So there's so many things that we do that takes you away from your purpose because you're not giving yourself that time out. Say, let me breathe and ask myself the following question. Do I need to give this money to my friend who says who is saying they always come when they need money? They never call me for anything. They never ask for anything else. Take some time to ask yourself some questions. So a lot of cleanup needs to happen.
So, okay, what I'm basically hearing you saying is that before you can even discuss why you're here on this earth.
Yes.
Before fika lapho, because you're never going to even understand what that even means if there's so much cleaning up to do.
That's correct.
So you've given us a tool which is going to actually help us on the journey, because it's a journey. I don't think I'm just going to wake up tomorrow and know what my purpose is.
Exactly. And sometimes tell people that I don't think I have an answer for you at this point in time.
Yeah.
Can I think about it? And then I'll come back to you.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you listen to your body is giving you so many messages. And you are angry, you are mad, you honey, you are whatever you are, take some time. I would say, can I think about what you've just asked me? Can I come back to you?
Yeah.
And then you are able to respond. People mustn't push you into things that you are not ready for. And sometimes you don't have answers, and it's okay to say, I don't think. And when you are angry, sometimes you must be able to say, I think if I can respond now, the good part of me is not going to come through. So can I take some time to reset, to breathe, because I'm not feeling good.
Yeah.
And I can feel that when I open my mouth, it's just not going to be good.
So I'm learning that, right? And you and I have spoken about it so many times that like you've been telling me like, girl, like just think about it. Just give yourself time before you say yes, because you've said yes to 13 people. Yes. Are you aware of that? And now you have to come across as flaky because you haven't taken time to think about your decisions. And right. I think that leads into another elephant in the room that I think I want to get into with you, Mom. And I think it'll be the last one.
Yes.
Because there's so many. But, we can be here the whole day.
I know.
Because there's so many things that stop us from being who we are truly meant to be, right? But I think I'll touch on, okay, so the decision, right, I've taken just in the few years, I know it's only March, but my life has completely changed, of decentering external validation.
Yeah.
Like completely just saying, it's not about you and it's about me. Yeah. That's really helped me zone into my purpose so much because like when I'm even doing a vision board, for example, like it's no longer about how I think I'll be perceived by the outside world if this is a goal I achieve. It's now about what do I want to do? Yeah. What have I always wanted to achieve? What do I want to do with this? What do I want to do with that? Yeah. So it's been so monumental for me to just get into that space of decentering external validation.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
And it's not easy to get to that point.
I know, it's really,
it's like a pendulum that is swinging left and right. Initially, you are going to feel bad about saying no. You are going to feel guilty. And sometimes you're going to say no even to things that, like, can I have a cup of tea? No. Like, okay, calm down, relax. Up until you reach a point of equilibrium where you are able to say yes to the things that you want to say yes to and say no to the things because you come from a good place.
Yeah.
So you've got to practice it, and the universe will give you practice. Trust me.
Tests.
You will be you will be tested. Small things, big things. It's not just gonna be I wanna live my purpose and that's it. That hot guy is gonna come through. Oof. He's gonna text you. That voice of his is going to sound so yummy, and you'll feel like, but no, can I just
this once?
This once, So the tests are
and I like that because I was saying to my brother the other day that like you have to embrace duality.
Yes,
you can still be working on yourself and still make mistakes.
You
can still be 100%. Dissatisfied in your job but still give your best. So there's you're right, it's a balance. And sometimes I'm even noticing when we're saying we have to decenter from external validation, sometimes though you have to do things that you don't want to do. It's not always going to be about you.
That's correct.
No, I don't care who says what. Yeah. And then end up being, tapping into that space where you're just this wild cannon. You have to have some level of conformity.
Yes.
You'll know what's too much. Yeah. But it's a pendulum.
And the most beautiful thing that I know about satisfying yourself is that even the job that you think you hate, it's not about the job. It's about the fact that you are not giving yourself time to do the things that fill your cup. You can go to a job that you hate. After 5 o'clock, you start doing the things that satisfy you.
Which is what we started this conversation with.
By the time you wake up tomorrow morning, You are not resentful. You are not angry.
No.
Because you still have to pay the bills. You can't walk out of your job because you want to find your purpose. Those things, as you say, they coexist, and there's duality in that. Up until you are ready, then you can fine-tune that, and you find yourself sliding into your purpose without blowing your entire world apart.
And before I wrap up this segment, okay, I'm speaking to you. Yes, you, boo. You. I want you to live your purpose, and I'll tell you why. You only get one shot at this thing called life, which I've often said, it just, right? You get one shot, and there's no do-overs.
Yeah.
And there's no second chances. And so I cry every time I think of how much time I might have wasted not doing what I think I'm here to do, because I don't know when my last day in this world is going to be, So I want that for all of us. I want us all to get to a space with my kids, with any strangers that are listening to the show who are now friends. I want you to get to that point in your life where every breath you take, every step you take, everything is aligned with why you were brought to this earth. Because anything else is a waste of time.
Yeah.
Because it's short, and it's one shot, and then you're out of here, and then there's just your legacy left. So I think that's why I really wanted to talk about living your purpose. It's important to me because I want us to all start tapping into that. And I want us to tap into living your life purposefully as an act of rebellion, because the world doesn't want you to, the mainstream world, right, doesn't want you to live your purpose. They want you to conform in the factory and churn out whatever they want you to churn out.
And it's not even the world, it's even your mind.
It's your mind.
Your mind is programmed into doing things that you have taught your mind to do. And those are the things that might not be good for you.
Yeah.
So you've got to go into a space where you say to your mind, bitch, we're not doing that today. We are packing up gym clothes. We are waking up. We are eating better. Speak to your mind as if sometimes you are not well, where you are really verbally, saying to your mind,
cussing yourself
no,
out.
No. So you've got to retrain your mind to say, we are now taking a different route.
Because sometimes it's not the system that's disappointing you.
No,
it's your mind.
It's your mind.
Okay.
And your mind takes over your body. Where sometimes you wake up, you touch your phone, you do the things so quickly that you are not even aware that you've done them.
Yeah.
So you've got to take a step back to say, no, I told myself that 1 hour or 10 minutes or 15 minutes, I'm not going to look at the tasks. I'm going to do the following
meditate.
things.
Yeah.
So your body and your mind are in collusion against you.
Yeah.
So you've got to retrain your brain, and your brain will retrain your body, and then your behavior will change.
And you see how deep that is. So it's the system, it's your mind, and it's whatever other perceptions exist. They don't want you to, because also the mind is not doing it because it's evil. The mind is doing it because it only does the familiar.
Yeah.
So if it's what you've been doing all along, your mind is like, why are we changing? Why are we now living for ourselves?
And it doesn't feel comfortable.
I don't like
do
this.
Sometimes your gut feel doesn't feel like a gut feel.
Yeah.
It's not the gut feel, it's something else.
It's
the devil.
Right? So I want to just speak to you and say it's worth it to take the journey of the road less traveled. Because I just want people to be happier. I want people to feel like there's a point to all of this. Because there's so much bad happening in the world. The least you can do is say, you know what, at least I get to wake up and I know I'm doing what I'm meant to be doing. That's why this was a topic I really wanted to unpack. But I know it's going to keep creeping up in all of the episodes that we do. But this is kind of just a taste of kind of what this is giving as far as what we want this podcast to be about. Yes. We want it to be a safe space where you come and tap in and say, I heard you talking about living a life of purpose, but I just want to say to you, I don't know what that is. This is going to be that safe space where we're going to get experts. We're going to draw from our own experiences to just lean closer to why we are all here.
Yeah.
I just don't want to waste time anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm perimenopausal, and that's devastating me because I thought I might have another kid. But now, time is ticking.
Yeah.
Time is ticking. So, I don't know. Are you comfortable to leave it there? There's so much more to say.
Yes, no, definitely. And
there's so much more to say.
And time is also an illusion,
Oh, yeah.
Time is also an illusion.
What do you mean by
Something that we impose. I think what I mean by that is there's so much time to also do a lot. And the fact that you limit yourself the time, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. There was never time before.
Yes.
Long time ago, things used to happen by being present. So don't feel like you're old. Don't feel like you're late. Don't feel like you won't catch up. Don't feel like, but my friends have moved up. It is your time now. Start.
I love that. That's a great note to end on. I love that. Girl. Let's talk about treasures. What was your treasure this week?
I think my treasure this week was a project that is slowly coming together, and it took about 15 years to look like it was even going to succeed. And what it taught me is that it's never over until it's over. And do not give up on the things that you really feel that you need to achieve.
Yes.
And it was not a personal victory, it was a family victory.
Yes.
And whether or not we see the end of the journey, but we want to celebrate the small wins that we are seeing. So
I love that for you. Yes. I love that for you because I know that was very important to you, and it's been important to all of us. So love that for you as a treasure. My treasure was last night's dinner, at the Domingos.
Yes.
They hosted us. We had so much food and we bonded, and it was just nice, because we cocoon a lot.
Yes, we do.
So it's always nice to get out a bit.
Yes.
I loved that. It was really great. That was a treasure. Sometimes also you don't realize how much you've been lacking connection with other people until you really, So it was great. I loved that. That was my treasure. That was my treasure.
Lovely.
Guys, keep on watching. Keep on telling us how you feel. Keep on giving us feedback. That's what this is all about. We love you so much. And like I said, the reason why this topic came to mind is because I want you to be happy. I want you to feel like there's something worth doing whilst we're still here. So we love you so much, and we'll see you soon, and we'll chat soon. And bring your notepads and paper next time because it's getting real.
I know, hey?
But beautiful at the same time. So we love you so much.
Bye-bye. Don't forget to have fun.
Bye. Cheers. True. See ya.